What's up? Little Gooby here. You ever just minding your own business in a game, and then all of a sudden, and you think to yourself, oh right, mines. They exist. Mines. They're these small discs that do things when you do things to them. Duh. I remember faint memories of Season 1 days where every casual game, you would run into at least 3 people using mines to defend cash outs or hold down choke areas like the street to hospital or the cathedral in Monaco. And for the most part, they worked really well. This would not last. As seasons went by and people's game sense grew, mines have quickly fallen off from B tier gadgets to now being regarded as low C to D tier. And while it's not shocking that this would happen, since they're just mines, what I do find shocking is how every person who make these best gadget tier lists never really go into depth into why they're so bad. So that's why I'm here. In this video, I want to show you guys why mines stink. How they suck, not because they just don't do enough damage, but how the finals fundamentally doesn't favor mines, and to an extent, trap gadgets as a whole. But these trap gadgets like Vortex are gonna have their own vid. Subscribe if you want to see that. There are 4 mines in the game as of now, but one of them won't be mentioned because of how different they behave from the rest, that being Glitch Trap, or Glitch Mines if you remember that. With that being said, arguably the worst mines out of the 3 is Explosive Mines. Explosive Mines do around 120 damage. Respectable, but not enough to kill a light. And they have a 15-second cooldown. But you only start with 1, so in order to have 2 of them on the ground, you have to plop one first. There really isn't much to say about Explosive Mines, since they're just your typical mines you'd see in every single game. Yeah, that's about it, I'll be honest. They're just that basic. There's really not much nuance that you can do with these. I mean, I suppose you could go on top of a building, deem out a explosive mine, since as of Season 4, they took out 1 extra mine. I don't know why they did that. That was a very big nerf, and frankly, by that time, nukes were gone, but who knows? I'm not Embark. Next, we have gas mines. Unlike explosive mines, you get 2 of these things off the bat, making them pretty easy to use for defense, with the caveat that they have a 27-second cooldown. It's pretty long, but I'd say it's kind of worth it for the gas mines. Oh yeah, and the gas itself lasts for 10 seconds, once it's popped. Gas mines are where we start seeing improvements and depth in the mine family. These are actually versatile, and can be used in many situations. Obviously you have your cash out defensive axe, simple yet effective if the enemy team doesn't have any means to take out the gas or remove the cash out. And even if they don't trigger your mine, you can shoot the mine yourself in order to activate them. Mixing in the fact that you have 2 of these, and yeah, they're pretty annoying to deal with. But for the thinking man, these can be used offensively as well, by placing a gas mine on a wall that's next to or above a room, and then popping it allows the gas to reach the other side. It's effectively a better gas grenade, since you don't have to put yourself in a risky position, and it gives your enemies little to no warning. The same thing can be said about pyro mines, but to a lesser extent, since the range of the fire itself can't reach as far as gas clouds, so its main use is just defense on cash outs, since there isn't that many sources that can take out fire as much as there are for gas. Stat-wise, the pyro mines are almost 1-to-1 to the gas mines, with the only difference is that with pyro mines, if someone steps on them, they take 80 initial damage. Usually when a heavy is using pyro mines, they most likely are using C4 in tandem, since these 2 together do a crap ton of damage. So that's like 80 from the mine, then 155 from the C4, and then apply afterburn. That's enough to kill both a light and a medium, and leave a heavy severely damaged. A neat trick that you can do with these mines is you can winch claw someone, forcing them onto the mine, taking initial damage, taking afterburn, and putting them up close for full damage with any weapon of your choice. These gadgets are honestly pretty good in what they're meant to achieve. So why does the video title say that they suck? Even though I just listed off some pretty good use case for them, that kinda is it. If you try to use them in any other way, you will for the most part get mixed results with either, that was okay, with, oh god, these are so shit. Something I've noticed that most low tier gadgets have in common is that they either have very little to no impact, or, in the case for mines, rely on enemy input in order for them to work. The best of the best gadgets, or just decent gadgets in general, don't require enemy input for them to be effective, let alone a requirement for them to work. Also, I just want to say that the mine's trigger hitbox is so small that anyone who is trying to steal from a cash box, you know, the main reason people use these, can just position themselves from the farthest point where the game still allows them to steal the cash box and not trigger their mines. By design, they rely on many factors such as what map are you playing on? Where's the cash outs? If you're using gas or pyro, are there any canister counters? Are the enemies running any gas or fire counters? How well is the enemy's game sense? Are the enemy players playing far off or close range? How close are you to your own mines? Because yes, the gas and fire will hurt you if you're too close, making your own defense a liability. Glitch grenade? What if you decide to try it out once and suddenly every medium player is running data reshape? There's just too many things to take into account just for your mines to have a chance to detonate and maybe give you value if you're the ones defending in the first place. As I mentioned in the beginning, the finals fundamentally doesn't favor mines because you are not restricted to a linear path. Unlike most video games, you can get into a building through multiple means, such as going through a window, sneaking through a vent, using any mobility gadgets, mobility specializations. Hell, you can just break the wall next to the cash out and just look through there if there's any mines or traps in general. And yet, despite all of these things, despite everything that goes against them, somehow people still fall for them. Seriously, I feel like the reason why these work, or at least decent, is because people don't expect you to run these things. They're just that bad. They're so bad, it's good because of the surprise factor. Well, that's about it for this video. Do you personally use them? Because strangely enough, I hear people love using them, especially Pyro mine on heavy. Who knows, maybe I'm just too feeble-minded for the mines, whatever. That's about it though.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!